Yeah, pause YouTube. How's it going, everybody? Got for you guys today another Showdown live, and this time it's going to be in Pokebank OU. For those of you who don't know, recently Showdown actually put Pokebank and regular 7th Gen OU on the ladder. And regular 7th Gen OU, I think that's only Pokemon that are available in game that you can't get any other way. For example, something like Mega Venusaur on my team can't be used in regular 7th Gen OU, which is another reason why I'm doing Pokebank. Plus, I wanted to do Pokebank OU anyways because you can use a lot more things on there than you can on regular 7th Gen OU. So I hope you guys don't mind that. And if you do want to use this team, a link to a Facecam will be down in the description. Again, shouts out to the boy Ellis for passing me this squad. And you've been able to look at it by now. You can see that we have Leech Seed, Celesteela, which is kind of interesting. I honestly don't see Celesteela being OU in this generation, but I definitely want to try it out. Then, of course, we have the good old Tapu Fini here, a defensive monster, which I've been thinking about changing Protect to Toxic maybe just to kind of be able to status things like Pelipper and Mantine and just basically any bulky fat water that my team doesn't like to deal with once I lose Venusaur here. Which, speaking of Mega Venusaur, man, I love Mega Venusaur, and it's pretty decent in the meta game right now. Of course, you have to have the obligatory Landers and the obligatory Pheromosa while you can abuse these two broken mons. And of course, the third broken mon is Aegislash here, which is a substitute variant as opposed to a regular King Shield 3 attacks variant or setup variant. So yeah, that was the quick run through of the team, guys. If you do enjoy the live, then you know what to do. Make sure to hit the like button down below. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get this started. Alright guys, so we got the first match here, and this dude has a pretty cool looking team. I like the Guzzlord. Ooh, Guzzlord is a god. Definitely going to be trying this out. Greninja, depending on his moveset, will determine on how we can deal with it. Tyranitar could potentially have a fire type move, so gotta watch out for that. Fortress is kind of interesting. That just gives me a free substitute with Aegislash, which is pretty decent. Looking at leads though, I can see him leading Pheromosa, although Tyranitar wouldn't be too bad of a lead for him either. I think I'm going to lead off with my Pheromosa as he leads off with his Fortress. So I'm just going to go straight for the U-turn. The only downside to this is that he could potentially have spikes on this, as he turns out to go for the Protect. Maybe thinking I would high jump kick. So I think what I may do here is high jump kick, predicting him to predict me to switch out, as of course I miss. So unfortunately, miss turn 1. If he has spikes, that could actually be a little problematic, because I'm not going to be appreciating having to switch in and out so much. Man, if we had hit that, we could have easily just destroyed this Fortress. So I want to high jump kick again, but I feel like he's just going to go for the Gyro Ball. And if he has, yeah, like I said, if he has spikes, that could be a little bit on the annoying side. Although he probably has like Rapid Spin and Gyro Ball as his final moves. So maybe this is not set up Tyranitar, as he brings in Guzzlord. Not too sure why he made that play, but we do know that Guzzlord does learn poison type moves, so I'm a little bit concerned about bringing in my Tapu Fini. Venusaur shouldn't be a bad switch into this either, actually, because we should be able to take this on 1v1, especially because Venusaur is so fat, and Guzzlord doesn't really have any good type of boosting move. So I'm just going to Mega Evolve here and go for the Sludge Bomb. If he brings in the... Actually, no. Should I Giga Drain first? Because I could see him wanting to bring in Fortress. Although, that would be a little bit risky, especially if we do have the Hidden Power Fire, which we do have. Actually, no. I think just Sludge Bomb. Sludge Bomb here should be an all-around decent play, as luckily we get off a good amount of damage, and he's going to Dragon Tail me into my Landorus, which this actually kind of works for me, because what I can do here is just try to get at my rocks. Or potentially try to knock this. What would he switch into this? Fortress, maybe? I'm going to get a Brox here. And he's going to go for the payback. Actually, that's fine, because Earth Power should be able to knock this out. I'm not sure why he's got Earth Power. I'm guessing because Guzzlord is so slow, you can take one hit, and then payback's damage is doubled. So that's kind of cool. I wouldn't have thought about that. As in comes a Fortress. And this is Sheer Force Life Orbed. I don't care if you're a Fortress. T-Spike is not going to be a problem since we have Venusaur. I'm not sure why he did go for T-Spike there. Maybe he doesn't have regular spikes. Regardless though, him T-Spiking isn't necessarily that bad, because we're basically forced into Mega Venusaur now if I want to get rid of this T-Spike. If not, then I risk my Tapu Fini or my Pheromosa being poisoned. So as in comes the Greninja, I almost want to just leave in my Landorus here, because I don't really see him doing much. Although we can still take on Tyranitar, though this could maybe be Scarfed. This Nihilego shouldn't be that big of an issue either. So yeah, I'm thinking about maybe just sacking off my Landorus here and getting a free switch into Venusaur, and then from there I can just go for the Giga Drain. But if this is Ash Greninja, that could be a slight issue. As long as I can get a free switch back into my Pheromosa, I'm not too concerned about what he's going to want to do here. I really want to bring in Venusaur. I'm going to bring in Venusaur. This is a little bit on the risky side. Like, this is really risky. Yeah, so he turns out to have the Water Shuriken, which is actually kind of a problem, as he gets 5 hits. Oh, that sucks. That really sucks. So I'm hoping that he doesn't have the extra sensory here, which maybe we can actually live 1 extra sensory depending on what item he is carrying. So he's going to switch into Pheromosa, obviously knowing that I wouldn't risk going for the poison type move there, because keeping around Venusaur is a lot more beneficial to me, and we still have a 100% counter in our Aegislash. If not, then Bertha here can still take any 2 moves that this thing is going to want to go for. So it's a matter of what do I want to sack here, which again is probably just going to be Landorus. The rest of my team can take on the Nihilego and the Tyranitar, both of which can be taken on by Landorus. It's kind of crazy to think that Landorus at one point was the absolute most broken Pokemon in OU, and I'm talking, and I'm sitting here talking about just sacking it off, just deciding to let it go. As in comes the Greninja. Battle Bond is going to activate here if he knocks me out, but then again, he should not be able to beat my Venusaur. So I may just be aggressive and bring in Venusaur, because Pheromosa is still going to take rocks damage, on top of it having to take the damage from a potential Giga Drain, and then he's got to play mind games on whether or not I may want to Sludge Bomb instead of going for the Giga Drain. So I am just going to leave in my Landorus here. I think I'm getting sick because I feel like I keep feeling my voice turn raspy, and I hope you guys can't notice it, and I hope it's not bothering you guys if I'm clearing my throat a couple times here. But yeah, he decides to turn into Ash Greninja, obviously because Battle Bond activated. So Water Shuriken is scary, which means I can't bring in Pheromosa because it does have priority. So what I may do here is just go straight for the Sludge Bomb, expecting him to want to bring in the Pheromosa. I don't see why he would bring in this Nihilego here, so I'm going to Sludge Bomb. I'm going to go straight for the Sludge Bomb. He shouldn't be able to 2-hit KO me. I really doubt that he's going to 2-hit KO Venusaur, since we are so spadef bulky. Like, we're a great mixed wall right now, and there's no way he can touch us. Yeah, I don't even think Pheromosa can knock us out with 1 hit unless he's like Choice Banded U-turn or like Choice Specs Bug Buzz. So Sludge Bombing here, I definitely think is by far my better play. I definitely want to try Grass Ash Greninja. I don't know why I said Grass Greninja. I'm guessing because I thought of the GR and I was like, oh, Ash and Grass Greninja. Regardless though, Sludge Bombing here is definitely by far my better play. I don't want to risk him bringing in the Pheromosa. If he brings in Tyranitar or Nihilego, then I can just Giga Drain them the following turn, and it's really not that big of an issue of what he wants to do. Earthquake honestly wouldn't be too bad of an option on this Venusaur over Earthquake, although at that point we can't hit things like what's it called? We can't hit Decidueye, which Decidueye almost swept me in a test match I had with this team. That thing is scary. That thing is scary. So in comes the Tyranitar. I'm really not too concerned about what this Tyranitar is going to want to do to me. I'm going to switch right into Bertha here. Bertha should be able to take this Tyranitar 1v1. We are nice and fat as he's going to go for the crunch. Ooh, doing 0 to us. And I'm going to just take this chance to go for the Heavy Slam is what I'm thinking, because we're still going to be doing a good amount of damage to him. Although him going for the crunch isn't a bad play either, I think I am going to Leech Seed. The reason I want to Leech Seed is on the options that he does want to switch out for some reason, and then at this point we can live 1 more crunch and I can potentially get off 2 Heavy Slams instead of 1, especially because we do have Protect. So I'm going to Heavy Slam this turn as he does decide to go for the crunch once more, and after going for the Protect I may be able to knock him out here. Yeah, so him having weakness policy is a little bit scary. Luckily though, we do have the protect and we're going to be able to beat this Tyranitar 1v1. So I'm guessing maybe he was a rock polish variant. That would have been kind of cool. Mega T-Tar also would have been pretty cool to see. But yeah, there's no KO for your T-Tar here, buddy. As in comes a Pheromosa. Pheromosa may actually be able to knock us out with any one hit. So I may have to sack off my Celesteela here. Do I really have any use for it? No, we can't touch Greninja. Nihilego already loses to pretty much the rest of my team in theory. Yeah, because he shouldn't be able to do anything to my Reinhardt here. So I may just flamethrower. I'm just gonna flamethrower here. I'm just gonna high jump kick, and we just die. We just died. I blinked and I was gone. Good lord, Pheromosa. Pheromosa, up out my face, please. Up out my face. So I'm gonna get up behind the substitute. There's absolutely nothing that he can do to me here. I can see him just wanting to sack something off potentially, or just leaving in this Pheromosa. And this is where substitute is going to be really, really great, because unless he's got like hidden power, ground, ghost, dark, or fire, then there's no way he should be able to break our Aegislash's substitute here, especially because we do have a lot of HP investment. So substituting here is definitely my best play. I can then take one hit and then be behind the sub against the Greninja and be behind the sub against the Nihilego. As he ends up going for the U-turn, that's fine with me. I definitely see him just wanting to bring in Greninja here. No, he actually brings in the Nihilego. This is even better. This is even better because I honestly don't think that this has any move to touch us. Does it have any move that it can touch us with? No, he's gonna... That did 0. That literally did 0. So I am gonna King Shield here just because I don't want to have my substitute broken if there is a chance that it won't be broken. So I'm not sure why he's just grass knotting there. I'm guessing he literally has no other move to touch us with. So regardless, I am going to be able to just knock him out here pretty safely and still be behind a substitute. So substitute Aegislash. I remember this thing running rampant in X and Y and how terrifyingly scary this thing is. And here it is, just putting in nothing but work. So the only reason I want to King Shield here is to be able to gain back a little bit of Lefty's recovery so we can still take on the Pheromosa easier, as he's gonna go for the Water Shuriken. So there is a chance he can break my substitute here, and Water Shuriken would really, really hurt. I almost want to sack off Pheromosa. This way I can get a free switch into Venusaur, because if he had extra sensory, then he should have gone for it earlier when I was weakened. So as much as I don't want to waste a free substitute, I honestly think the better play here is to sack off Pheromosa, because I can still keep my Aegislash at a high amount of HP to be able to deal with this Pheromosa, which could still win him the battle, actually, depending on his set. So yeah, just gonna bring in Venusaur here. We are guaranteed to live any one hit from this, and I'm just gonna go straight for the Giga Drain and be aggressive. If he brings in Pheromosa after rocks, it is gonna be in range of Giga Drain. So there's really no reason for me to have to go for the Sludge Bomb in this scenario, I'm pretty sure. So I am gonna be able to get a KO here regardless of what he wants to do. And I think at that point, Aegislash plus Tapu Bulu, if this doesn't have Poison Jab, can win us the battle if for some reason I don't knock him out. Actually, if I don't knock him out, then he may be able to win. Well, no, if I don't knock him out, I can bring in Tapu Lily. Did I call this Tapu Bulu? Tapu Fini. Tapu Fini. Sorry, Tapu Fini here, and live any move and then knock him out. So he's got Water Shuriken. And what other moves did he show us? I don't think he showed any other move. Did he? No, I don't think so. So he's going to Dark Pulse. Luckily does not get the flinch. If he had got the flinch there, then I would have had to rely on Tapu Fini and on the fact that he didn't have the gunk shot. So yeah, he's going to be able to knock me out here, but it doesn't really matter considering that there is no move that he can touch Aegislash with, as he turns out to have the return. It's kind of cool. I don't know why he's got return on that Mon, but hey, if it works, it works. So that was the first match, guys. Let's go get another one. Alright, so we got the next match here. Dragon Ball Crunk. And ew! No, I don't want to see this thing. Oh my lord. Chansey out. Ugh. Ew. Ugh. Man, this thing is going to be annoying. Chance is going to be annoying. And a fellow Mega Venusaur. Awesome. I like to see that. Definitely like to see that. Looking at leads though, I can see him leading off with the Azelf. Obviously, Incineroar is like the counter to Aegislash, so definitely gonna have to watch out for that. Looking at leads though, I may just lead off with Pheromosa. Depending on what he wants to do here will determine on what play I make. So yeah, I honestly think just Pheromosa is our best lead. As he ends up leading off with Azelf, I'm gonna go straight for the U-turn. If you're Scarf, I'm gonna cry a little bit. But then I just get a free substitute with Aegislash. But at that point, he can just bring in Incineroar. So I could also just bring in Celesteela even. But yeah. So I'm gonna go for the U-turn. Yeah, I expected him to have the Sash. Like, there's no other reason he would have probably wanted to lead off with this. So Tapu Fini should be able to switch into this. Although at the same time, I can bring in Celesteela, because Tapu Fini baits him to just bring in the Venusaur. So yeah, I think I'm gonna bring in Celesteela here. As he does end up going for the rocks, it's fine with me. I'm just gonna go straight for the flamethrower because there's a chance he may want to bring in the Venusaur. As he ends up going for the taunt, I'm not sure why he went for the taunt there. Maybe thinking I would predict him to want to switch out. Regardless, though, we are +1 Spadef because of Beast Boost. As in comes the scary Incineroar, but we have our own counter to this Mon, which is our Tapu Fini. And then from there, I can probably just spam Scald with Tapu Fini, and if I'm able to burn the Venusaur, that's going to be really great because it's going to be a whole lot easier for us to take down. And I'm not sure if this does learn any fire, not any fire, but any poison type coverage move. Regardless though, just going to go for the Flamethrower here. Not the Flamethrower, sorry, the Scald, as in comes the Venusaur. And Sludge Bomb is going to be a little bit of a nuisance, but he shouldn't be able to touch Celesteela here. Yeah, Celesteela should be able to maybe beat this 1v1. I wish we had Air Slash. If we had Air Slash, then this definitely would not even be a problem. So I kind of want a Flamethrower, and at the same time, I want a Leech Seed, predicting him to switch out into the Chansey. Then again, what does Chansey even do to us? Nothing, I think, honestly. So I'm going to Heavy Slam here. I'm a Heavy Slam, as he does turn out to have the Hidden Power Fire. Obviously, this man is not scared of us going for the Heavy Slam, since he just right out went for Hidden Power Fire. I mean Air Slash, sorry. So I almost want to Heavy Slam again. Yeah, this Venusaur is an issue. So I'm just gonna make the aggressive switch into my Venusaur, and then maybe go from there. Depending on his spread will determine on how we can deal with it. As he actually doubles into the Golio. So this is actually not that bad. Because I just get a free Mega here. And I should be able to just Sludge Bomb. Because there's nothing that this Golospod should do to us. As Sludge Bomb is going to be doing a respectable amount of damage to him. And I should be able to just safely go for a Synthesis here. I am going to be able to keep Venusaur at a high amount of HP, and I can still switch into Venusaur on this Chansey, on his own Venusaur, and on his Minior. So I need to find some way to get up my rocks with Landorus so I can prevent him from switching in and out like this. And I feel like the switch into my Tapu Fini is a little too obvious, but then again, I really have no other switching to this Incineroar. So he's gonna go for the Malicious Moonsault. That is so cool. That is so cool. That is actually really, really cool. I really like that. I really, really like that. I'm gonna go for the Defog here just to be able to get rid of these rocks, as he's gonna go for the Earthquake, unfortunately getting a crit. I don't know if that may have mattered or not. Regardless though, I'm gonna take this opportunity to get up my own rocks, because I don't want him to be switching in and out freely like this. And what does this do? I'm a little scared here of what this can do to us. I'm gonna hit him Power Ice. Unfortunately, with him having Chansey and us not having the Focus Blast, we really can't do much with Landorus. So what I may do here is just hit him Power Ice, get off some chip damage on this thing, and then go from there. Yeah, like even if he got the boost, it's really not that big of an issue, because we still have our Aegislash, which can live any one hit that this thing wants to go for. And unless he's a plus speed nature, I don't even think he outspeeds our Pheromosa at +2. So he's gonna go for the acrobatics, just nuke us pretty much. Like there was nothing that we could have switched into this comfortably, I think. I mean, I guess I could have brought an Aegislash, but honestly, we don't need Landers. Like honestly, I could have just sacked off Landers there. It's fine. And even if he has Earth Power, we should live any hit he wants to go for, as he unfortunately overpredicts there, thinking that I would go for the King Shield. Nah, we don't play around with threats. We don't play around with threats. Threats gotta go. Threats have got to go. So in comes this scary Incineroar, and I should be able to just King Shield. He is gonna be at -2. Maybe he thinks that I don't have it. No, he's gonna go for the Earthquake. So yeah, that's fine play on him. That's fine play for him to do. The only downside to this is that I don't have a safe switch into this anymore, that we lost Pheromosa, and it really sucks. I mean, that we lost Tapu Fini, and it really sucks that he crit us earlier. Venusaur wouldn't be too bad of a switch in here. I can just win with Pheromosa at this point, I think. Yeah, because we can just high jump kick and we can U-turn. Venusaur is not going to beat us 1v1. Yeah, I really don't need Celesteela at this point. I don't think I need Celesteela at this point. So I'm just going to sack it off. Just gonna sack it off, and we can just bring in the Pheromosa here, and honestly I can just high jump kick. Like if I high jump kick here, I pretty much win, because if I U-turn, then I just give him a free synthesis with his Mega Venusaur. So I may just high jump kick here, and as long as I don't miss, we should be fine. Thankfully, I don't miss. I was contemplating on whether or not to go for Poison Jab instead, but I mean, it's fine, and we should be able to U-turn and knock this. It lived! Mega Venusaur, the Dawn over here just living, just eating the hit like it's nothing. Like it was nothing. So it's gonna be a Venusaur showdown right here, unfortunately, as luckily he made a terrible play there. And didn't go for the synthesis, and we're going to be able to knock out the Venusaur. We might have been able to put him in range of where our Pheromosa would have beat him potentially. So in comes this scary Mons still, and I can honestly just leave in Venusaur. Like I really have no reason to switch out here. So on the off chance that I can live, I want to go for synthesis, but at the same time I feel like I don't really need to do that. So I am going to go for the Sledge Bomb as Mega Venusaur. Mega Venusaur is just too fat. Mega Venusaur is just too fat. Just too fat, as in comes the Chansey, and he's going to go for the S-Toss. I am a little scared that this could have the Protect. I am actually terrified that this could have Protect. So I'm going to U-turn. Okay, so I really did not want to risk him having the Protect there. As he turns out to go for the Toxic, I am going to take this chance to probably just switch back into my Pheromosa, because there's nothing that he can do to me. So yeah, with him having Soft Bolt, it just further confirms that he doesn't have Protect. So as long as I don't miss here, we should be fine. And down it goes. Chansey just dropping like the fat wall it is. We're going to go get another match. And hey, we got the match here. And what? Another Minior. Okay. I'm not sure why Minior is running rampant nowadays. And this is where having Hidden Power Fire over Earthquake is going to come in handy, because we can hit this Decidui. Is that how you pronounce it? Decidui? Decidui? I think it's Decidui, because a deciduous tree. A deciduous tree is how somebody pointed it out to me, that you should pronounce this thing's nickname, or this thing's name, sorry. I think I am getting sick because my throat is starting to hurt. So I don't know, man. I've been pumping out lives like crazy because I want to use all these new Pokemon. So maybe that's why. Regardless though, I'm not too concerned about what he wants to do. If we had Earthquake, we could beat this Heatran, but I mean, hey, them's is the breaks. I don't know if this learns Rocks or not. Does Meteor learn Rocks? That could be an option for him potentially. But he most likely has Rocks on Heatran. That would make sense. And maybe T-Spikes on this thing right here. So as long as I can keep my Aegislash and my Landers around, I shouldn't be struggling too much against Toxapex. Toxapex is a nice fat mod that could maybe be an issue. Looking at leads though, probably Pheromosa is what I'm expecting. So I kind of want to lead Aegislash, but at the same time, if he leads Heatran, that's going to be absolutely terrifying for me. So I'm going to lead off with my own Pheromosa because we're named Alexa Bliss. And Alexa Bliss is awesome. So we can outspeed his Pheromosa because it's not going to have an awesome nickname. Shouts out if you get the nickname. And I'm actually pretty excited for Survivor Series later today, so definitely going to be watching that and live tweeting. If you guys follow me on Twitter, then you can interact with me during the pay-per-view. As he ends up leading off with the Pheromosa, I'm going to go straight for the U-turn. If this man is insane enough to stay in and go for a non-U-turn of a move, he just left. This man had enough of it. This man had enough of it. We're gonna have the next match here. This man was not having it. This man lost his P-time, was like, nope, 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 I'm done, I'm done, I'm done. Again, Pheromosa honestly is my best lead here, as he ends up leading off with his own Mon. We do have the defog on Tapu Fini, which is really great, as that did so much damage. Oh my lord. Oh my lord, that did so much. That did so much. I'm just gonna Sludge Bomb here. I'm gonna Sludge Bomb on the off chance that maybe he did want to bring in the Chandelure, but he actually ends up bringing in the Espeon. We get a crit. I don't know how much that crit's gonna matter. It does suck though that we did get the crit. Regardless though, he shouldn't be able to touch Birth. Okay, nope, 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 nope. I am not having this. I am not having this. We do have the defog on our Tapu Fini here, which is really, really great. And I don't see him risking a switch into Galvantula or Zapdos. So I'm just going to go straight for the defog. This is going to get rid of screens, and this is going to get rid of the sticky web. So we literally just made him waste 3 turns. Oh, what? Wait, why didn't I not... Why are the screens still up? I thought that defog got rid of screens too. Okay. What? I could have sworn that defog got rid of screens. I'm guessing because it bounced back to me, they didn't go away. I've actually never seen this happen. I've never seen this happen. Okay, so I guess the more you know. Regardless though, we can protect here, just waste a turn of Light Screen and a turn of Reflect, as he turns out to have the Toxic. So what I could do here is bring in Aegislash. So he probably has Toxic, Roost, Heat Wave, and Thunderbolt maybe? So he can literally not touch Venusaur. Like, Venusaur is a huge, huge threat to him in this match. And if we had EQ, then I would be a little less worried about the Chandelure. But we can still poison Chandelure, if anything, as it switches into a Sludge Bomb. So we can definitely use that to our benefit. But here, I think I should just switch in to Venusaur, because I don't want to risk Aegislash being weakened, because Aegislash can still put in a lot of work. But I see him potentially having Infiltrator on the Chandelure, so I gotta watch out for that. But regardless, he shouldn't be able to touch Mega Venusaur unless for some reason he's got like Hidden Power Flying. And he's gonna make a nice play, predicting me to switch out, and he's gonna go for the Volt Switch. Obviously, there's no reason for me to have risked bringing in Landorus there. Like, that would have been extremely ballsy and extremely unnecessary. So the good thing about this is that while he's trying to gain momentum, we're wasting his turns of Reflect and Light Screen. So that's really good for us. Now, he can easily just U-turn here, but again, it doesn't really matter that much. And we do have Tapu Fini to somewhat take on this Chandelure. So depending on the set of the Chandelure will determine on how we can deal with it. As he goes for the Quiver Dance, this man, like... My man, I am an Aegislash. You're not touching me, dog. You're not doing anything to me. That did 0. That literally did 0. So yeah, just gonna King Shield here. If we Quiver Dances again, then I mean, by all means, man, go for it. You're not gonna be doing anything to me. So I almost just want to substitute here. I almost want to substitute, because I see him wanting to switch out here, but I don't want to risk him having the Infiltrator on Chandelure. So I don't have to take the unnecessary extra 25%, as we are going to be able to clean destroy Pheromosa. And honestly, I am not a fan of Quiver Dance Pheromosa. I really think that a Bandit set or a Life Orb set is better. So in comes this Scary Mon. If he has Substitute, that could be a slight issue. But I'm going to King Shield just to see if he is potentially choiced, so I can see what he wants to go for. But because he has the Hex, I don't think that he's going to be choiced, because I don't see Choice Scarf or Choice Specs Hex Chandelure ever. So I'm not too concerned about him being specs now, as Tapu Fini should be an all-around safe switch in 10. That still did 37%. Good lord. This thing is... Good lord. The power of Chandelure, ladies and gentlemen. So I was debating on going for the protect there. Luckily I didn't. And I can protect here, although him going for the roost is very, very, very obvious. It's very, very obvious. So he's got Volt Switch, Roost, and Toxic, right, if I'm not mistaken. So his last move is either Hidden Power, Ice, or Heat Wave. So I need to find out which move it is, so I can find out how I can deal with this thing. He has no safe switch-ins to my Aegislash, which is really great. So I may make an aggressive switch into Landorus here, but then I bait him to Hidden Power Ice, and then I can double into Venusaur. So I think that's what I may do here. I'm going to make a aggressive switch into Landorus, as he does end up going for the Roost. So there is the chance that he could go for the HP Ice here, or that he could try to sack something off. And if I double into Venusaur as he doubles into Espeon, that gives him a free Light Screen and or Reflect. Which, I mean, shouldn't really be that big of an issue for us to even deal with, if you really think about it. So yeah, I think I'm just going to bring in Venusaur here, scouting out to see if he does have the HP Ice. But no, he ends up Toxicking, which means he may not even have it. Even if he had the Heat Wave, he could have gone for that as well. So I think what I'm going to do here is just safely Sledge Bomb. Like, I don't care if he wants to bring in the Chandelure. Like I said earlier, we have a chance to potentially poison him, which he has to play around with, as he does end up bringing in the Chandelure. Luckily, we get off a decent chunk of damage onto it, and I really want to say that we can live a Fire Blast. I really want to say we can live a Fire Blast, but that's just way too risky. That is way too risky for us to have to risk. Now, as much as I would like to keep Tapu Fini around, I don't think that it's going to be doing much in this match. Yeah. If he doesn't 2 KOs here, then we should be fine, as he Fire Blasts. That is spexed. That is spexed beyond all belief. Good lord. Good lord, that is choice spexed. That is scary. The power of Chandelure. Good lord. Yeah, we're Spadef bulky. Well, we're decently Spadef bulky. That did too much damage. That did too much damage. Hold on. Where's my match? This is the match. So, I don't even know how many battles we've had. I think this is only the 3rd game. This may be the last match. I don't know. But yeah, we should be able to just safely Scald here. There's a chance again he could just bring in the Zapdos. So I think I'm going to Moonblast. I'm going to Moonblast as he makes a nice play. He makes a very nice play there, knowing that I would overpredict. And he's going to go for the Fire Blast again. So what I may do here is just sack off Tapu Fini. Although I think if I protect, I may actually be able to live a Fire Blast. So I'm going to protect here, because I really don't think there's any other move for him to do besides go for Fire Blast. So after this protect and him being at -1, we may actually be able to live this Fire Blast. We may be able to live this. We just may be able to live this. No! He got the crit! That's fine. Honestly, that's fine. That's fine. It's not upsetting. It's not upsetting. So I don't think that my Pheromosa can knock him out in any one hit. So I may have to bring in Landorus here. And probably just Earth Power. Yeah, I think Earth Powering here is by far my better move to go for, because I cannot risk getting up rocks and him knocking me out. If you look at the rest of my team, it may take 2 or 3 Pokemon just to take down that Chandelure, because I'm pretty positive that Pheromosa can't knock him out in one hit, and then he's gonna Fire Blast my Venusaur, and I'm gonna have to allow it to get to a KO'd in order for me to revenge kill his Mons, because Mega Venusaur is still very, very important in this match, so there's really no reason for me to have done that. As in comes the Aerodactyl. Honestly, I can just leave in Landorus here, and I may just try to get up my rocks. I really don't need Landorus at this point. If he didn't have the Ice Fang, then we could have just got up rocks here, but him having Ice Fang is a little bit annoying, but it's really not that big of an issue because we do have Celesteela here, And Celesteela is actually going to be able to put in some work if you look at his team, because we can leech seed the Zapdos, and with him already being burned, we're going to be able to beat him 1v1. So he's going to bring in the Zapdos here, and I definitely see him just wanting to go for a Volt Switch. There's no other play that he could want to do here. So just to rack up a turn of burn, I am going to go ahead and take this chance to go for the Protect, and maybe force him to want to go for Roost instead as he Gigavolts! Gigavolt Havoc! Ladies and gentlemen! What? That's insane! That is insane. I thought that maybe he had like Rocky Helmet or something for Pheromosa, but no, he had Gigavolt Havoc, and as you can see there, Protect was able to stop most of the damage from that Gigavolt Havoc. So yeah, Z moves still do 25% after Protect confirmed. So yeah, that's kind of good to know. I was a little bit iffy on that because I heard some people say that it still did damage, and I heard some people say that it didn't do damage, and now we 100% know. So what I can do here is just honestly go for the Volt Switch. I can also just Flamethrower. I think I'm gonna Flamethrower instead. I'm just gonna Flamethrower, as he's gonna go for the Roost. Now I can just Leech Seed here because I expect him to want to bring in the Espeon. Not Espeon, sorry, the Galvantula or the Arrow. Should I just Leech Seed here? I mean, what does the Espeon do to us? It shouldn't be able to do anything to us, but I don't want to risk having a turn where I do nothing. So I think just Heavy Slamming here is by far my better play. I should be able to KO the Aerodactyl. I can definitely knock out the Galvantula, and if I don't knock out Espeon, it's going to be to a KO'd, and it does nothing to me. So yeah, it's a good thing I didn't go for the Leech Seed here, as down goes the Espeon. And we get the +1 Spadef boost. Oh, what, man, this, actually, I kind of like Celesteela. This set is actually pretty cool. So, I can honestly just leave in Celesteela here. I really don't think I need to risk switching out against this. So, I'm just going to go for the Flamethrower. We can easily take a Thunder if we really wanted to go for it, as he's going to end up going for the Sticky Webs, maybe thinking I would want to switch out. That's fine with me, seeing as at this point we can't pretty much win the game. So I'm guessing he had Stealth Rocks on this Aerodactyl because there's nothing else that I would expect him to have rocks. As Heavy Slam is just gonna straight nuke this thing, and down it goes. Celesteela stealing the show right now, I think. And Zapdos cannot beat the remainder of what we have left. So yeah, I think that is pretty much going to be the victory in our favor. Like, there's nothing I see him doing here that could potentially allow him to still win this battle, especially with us having a Pheromosa, which just outspeeds the Zapdos and in return potentially just KOs it with the Ice Beam. So we're at +2 Spadef above that. Honestly, if I really wanted to, I could just Leech Seed Zapdos and just stall him out, but there's really no reason for me to do that. So as he brings in Zapdos, what I may do is sack off something like Aegislash so we can get a free switch into Pheromosa. But yeah, like, there's nothing he can do. So if he really wants to run out the timer here, I think that I may just go straight to the team preview. Yeah, so since it's taking forever to make a move, and like I said, there's nothing he can do. There's nothing he can do. I really like this team. So if you guys would like to test this team out and try it out in Pokebank OU, then I'll leave a paste bin of it down in the description. I really like this team. Like, this team is a lot more fun than I expected it to be. I was kind of hoping that Celesteela could Leech Seed more things and just kind of stall things out, but this thing is nice and fat. Paired up with Mega Venusaur, man, they make a nice wall core, and then you have a solid water defensive type in Tapu Fini, which is an amazing hazard control because it can get rid of spikes, it can get rid of T-spikes as well, and it can get rid of rocks with Defog. And I think not a lot of people know that Tapu Fini even gets Defog, which can catch a lot of other players off guard. So yeah, Substitute Aegislash, still an absolute monster, and of course Landorus and Pheromosa just top tier threats right now in 7th Gen OU. So if you guys did enjoy the live, then you know what to do. With that being said, I will see you all tomorrow, if not maybe later tonight with another live, depending on how much free time I have. So thank you all for watching, guys. Later, everybody.
Because my brain and heart are both tied in the knot, and this hinders me from crying a lot. This causing me to show no emotion, but when I said I cared, I wasn't joking. But I guess it's too late for me to become broken. For now, I'm living with no more pain, tears of hoping. I'm just coasting. Yeah, I said I'm coasting. No more pain, tears, and hoping. For real.